Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syamil Aiman bin Sasuddin. My numeric is DF210053. Today I am to present about geology project by Group 4 Section 5. So firstly, introduction. Most geological and geotechnical study in deep surface and subterranean excavation are focused on understanding rock mass attributes such as mechanical properties of unbroken rock and discontinuity. Second, the rock mass classification system characteristic must reflect real ground condition and consider their impact on the stability of the proposed excavation. Next, Bjornowski created the rock mass rating (RMR) categorization system in 1973, and the 1989 version is the most widely utilized in the rock engineering practice.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amir Akmal bin Jasmi, metric number DF210015. Today I'm going to present methodology. So basically there are three methods that we use in our report. So the first one is rock classification, and next rock discontinuity and rocks mass rating (RMR). So moving to the first one, rock classification. So basically, as you can see here, there are four types of rock that we can find in Malaysia, such as metamorphic, sedimentary rock, minerals, and igneous rock. So to find type of rock, these are their properties that we can use to determine the type of rock. So moving to the next one, discontinuity. So the first step is we find the best surface of rock with the perfect angle. After that, we use the Burton compass for deep angle direction. Using the compass, we collect 30 data in different places. After collecting the data, we then plot it on the tracing paper using the stereo net. After that, we find the pole orientation by using Carlsberg counting net. After that, we draw the contour. After we draw the contour, we find the number of joint set. To be detailed, I already write in the report. So moving to the next method, which is rock mass rating (RMR). The rock mass rating is a geomechanical classification system for rock. The RMR method are used to classify the rock's tunnel profile at Sungai Lembing. The rock mass are separately divided into number of structure region. So below are the steps that need to be followed when conducting RMR. So as you can see here, there is 10 step, which is we start with outcrop preparation until the step 10, application from Whitworth study. I think that's all for now. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you. So move to the next, identification of rock at Kenau River, Sungai Lembing. So as you can see here, there is 6 types of rock that we get at that river, such as sandstone, grey shell, milky quartz, granite, limestone, and siltstone. So here's the table of the properties of these following rocks. So the Kenau River, as stated in the table, may be classed as having sedimentary rock as its major rocks. Sedimentary rocks develop from the fragmented remnants of other rocks that bind together. That is why the river was surrounded by a variety of rocks. As it runs, the river carries or moves fragments of fractured rocks. I think that's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Good day to everyone. My name is Josinia Anajos, and I will be continuing today's presentation with the results and an analysis. So, first of all, we need to identify the discontinuities and number of joint sets that I will be presenting today. So there is 3 steps in obtaining the discontinuities and number of joint set, which is first, the site visitation. Second, using Carlsberg paper and equal area polynet to plot all the data obtained from the site visitation. And 3, identify the joint sets and discontinuities by using equal area net, which will be shown later. So during the site visitation, here is the photos of the site visitations that we have gone through. So on the left side, we can see there is a waterfall shown, which is the Pandan waterfall that we have visited, and from there we need to collect 30 data of the rocks, the discontinuities of the rocks in Pandan waterfall by using the Brunton compass as shown in figure 2. So in table 3.1, we have tabulated all the data, and when it comes to obtaining the number of joint set, this is what I meant by the equal area polynet and also the Carlsberg paper to develop the contour and finding the joint sets. Then from there, we can use the stereo net to find the deep direction and deep angle of each joint set.
This is a data of discontinuity, granite intellectual product. So we have 30 data. So next. There is a number of joint set and identify deep direction and deep angle. So next. So finally we have 7 joint set, and first deep direction 187, deep angle 72, second 166 78, third 181 26, 4 245 40, 5 131 46, 6 86 26, 7 58, and 18.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Waida. My metric number is DF200102. I will continue my presentation for rock mesh rating RMR by PNSP 1989. So first, we have in our core of the tunnel wall, which is the distance is 1.60 meter, and next we calculate the CS of the rock mass, which is we determine it by using the rebound hammer, and the average value is 13.67. And next is the compressive strength was got from the value, which is 4.88 MPa. Next step is by using formula we can calculate the total value of joints per meter cube. The value is 20, and the RQD, which is the rock quality designation, is 49%. Also, by using formula, we cut the value of stress in these quantities, which is 0.2042 in meter. And also for step 5 until 8, we cut it directly by table 1. So from the table 1, we got the total rating value, which is 49, and deducted by 10 because of the effect of this quantity strike and deep orientation in tunnel. Is drive against deep in between 20 degree until 45 degree, and it was unfavorable. Because of that, we need to deduct by 10 in value, so we get 39 as the total ratings. And the rock mass classes was in class 4, which in this class the total rating was in between 21 until 40, and the descriptions of the rock is full rocks. The meaning of rock classes for fourth class is 10 hour for 2.5 meter span, and correlations of rock mass is in between 100 until 200 in kPa, and for friction angle of rock mass is in between 50 to 25 degree. For fourth classes R&R, excavations work are needed as shown in descriptions, and rock bolts also as shown in descriptions, 20 mm diameter, fully plotted, and for shotcrete also as shown in descriptions, and steel set also as shown in descriptions.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Azmin bin Rizudin, and I will continue on this video presentation with the discussion part. For discussion, it is divided into 4. Is discontinuities of rock at air terjun Sungai Pandan, identification of rock at Sungai Kenang, rock mass rating at tunnel, and discontinuities of rock at Pantai Teluk Cepedak. For the first one is discontinuities of rock at air terjun Sungai Pandan. Make sure that the bubble is in the circle of the Blanton compass when recording deep direction data. And when recording deep angle data, make sure the bubble is in the line marked by the Blanton compass. Pour some water on the rock and observe the way that the water flows to identify the direction to place the Blanton compass if the deep orientation cannot be identified. The next one is identification of rock at Sungai Kenau. Rock is an assortment of minerals that categorized based on the assemblage, the quantities of the minerals, and the geological settings in which the rock was created. The parameters that we need to check on is the rock properties such as color, luster, hardness, cleavage, and straight. This identification process relies as much as possible on the visual appearance of rocks and minerals to keep the identification process simple. For the third one is rock mass rating at the tunnel. The precaution that we must take note in the tunnel is when using the rebound hammer. The rebound hammer testing needs to be done on a flat surface with the angle 90 degree to get the correct and best result. Another precaution that we must at least bring a flashlight to enter the tunnel. Since the tunnel is very dark, we need some light to prevent any accidents from being occurred. A headlight might be a better option since it helps in making the rock mass rating investigation easier. And lastly, for discontinuity of rock at Teluk Cepedak, there were two types of rock that we investigate, which are granite and basalt. Both types of rock were investigated to find its deep angle and deep direction. The data that we had gained are 30 data basalt and 30 data for granite. Students should take note that the Blanton compass need to be used properly since it to get the best result, and must be used carefully since it's a fragile equipment and it is quite pricey. To get the best result during measuring the deep direction and deep angle, the cardboard could be used to act as a flat plane while using the compass.
Okay, so for conclusion, I think from this trip to I3 Bandang, Bukit Panorama Smelting, and Pantai Teluk Cempedak Bahar, we gain a lot of knowledge about rocks, especially for sedimentary igneous and metamorph rocks. Also, we get new acquaintances and experience there. Also, from this expedition, I think we are able to recognize a better name and identify different features of rock in the real fields. And we're also able to observe and identify specific pools and joint types depending on where we visited on different places. Thus, I think it is such a good opportunity and we should be grateful because we are able to experience this type of geologist works for this course.